To avoid creating uncertainty among the country's citizens, the ANC is pushing to constitute a government of national unity by next week.
Many other democracies who face similar challenges of forming government often take months of uncertainty to reach a conclusion. The ANC remains committed to ensure that we build a national consensus to avoid any uncertainty that can lead to instability.
We're working with the timeline of about less than a week. As I said, we are not going to be having a situation where there's uncertainty in our country.
Forming a government of national unity allows the ANC to sidestep the dilemma of committing to one party over another. A potential coalition with the DA has raised eyebrows, with some arguing it will be in the interests of the white minority. Others have been more critical of a possible working relationship with the MK or the EFF, saying it would negatively affect the markets as radical transformation policies will be adopted. This commitment to such a tight timeline comes despite the battered and bruised ANC faces challenges as some parties refuse to engage it.
The national officials reported to the National Working Committee that the ANC has repeatedly reached out to the MK party for an engagement meeting with no positive response.
The party, led by former President Jacob Zuma, last week indicated that it is unwilling to go into coalition with an ANC led by President Cyril Ramaphosa. Exacerbating the ANC's decline in electoral support was its National Executive Committee member Zizi Kodwa's resignation as Sports, Arts and Culture Minister. Kodwa fell on his own sword in accordance to the party's step-aside rule after appearing before the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court on Wednesday. He faces charges of corruption after allegedly receiving a 1.6 million bribe. Kodwa is out on 30,000 rand bail.
The rule of law comes first, is sacrosanct. Even in the case of Zizi Kodwa, the rule of law must gain traction. And the step-aside policy of the ANC is going to be kicking in. The Electoral Committee, headed by Comrade Halima Motlanthe, will obviously look at these developments and come to a particular conclusion. It is not going to be, it's an untenable situation in any case.
On Thursday, the ANC's National Executive Committee, having received a report from the NWC, will give the final go-ahead of the parties it prefers to go into partnership with. For Newzroom Afrika, on Channel 405, I'm Juniour Khumalo at Luthuli House in Johannesburg.